Ahead on NT Daily News, the campaigns are over, the people have spoken. We'll have Election Day results next. And people waited, watched, and wondered who would be the winners. NT Daily's team coverage of Election Day 2012 is just ahead.
From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
Hello and welcome to NT Daily News. I'm Kirsty Turney.
And I'm Lacey Heatherly. The votes are counted, the winners have been chosen. Election 2012 is history.
It's hard to believe that the presidential race that started 2 years ago is over. And despite the close race in many states, President Barack Obama won re-election to a second term. Mitt Romney easily carried Texas by 65%, but it wasn't enough.
In other important races, Texas is sending its first Hispanic senator to Washington. Republican Ted Cruz beat Democrat Paul Sadler for the seat left open by the retirement of Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison.
In the race for U.S. House District 26, incumbent Republican Congressman Michael Burgess topped two opponents to continue to represent the Denton area.
In the District 30 Texas Senate race, Republican incumbent Craig Estes beat one challenger to return to the Texas Senate.
And among three candidates running for Texas House District 64, Republican incumbent Meyer Crownover walked away with the win.
Denton residents also approved a $20 million street bond package. And of course, there were many other winners and losers in Texas. All the results can be found at elections.dentoncounty.com. And almost 250,000 residents voted in Denton County this election. That's 62% of all registered voters in the county. People lined up at polling places throughout Election Day. The line at the First Baptist Church of Denton moved quickly. Despite the high turnout, it was actually down 8% compared to the last presidential election. Overall, the total number of registered voters was up by more than 40,000 people in Denton County.
But not everyone went to the polls on Election Day. More than 163,000 people, or 42% of registered voters in Denton County, cast their ballots early. There was a big rush at the start of the 12-day early voting period, but in the end, early turnout was down by about 11,000 votes compared to 4 years ago.
People across the nation watch with anticipation as the results of the 2012 elections unfolded. And local Denton County Democrats gathered to watch and celebrate with one another. NT Daily's Tamara Williams is here now with more. Tamara?
Lacey. Denton County Democrats knew they would have a tough time winning in a mostly Republican county and state. But it was the battle at the top of the national ticket that they were most interested in. Claps and cheers rang out at the Denton Democratic Watch Party as President Barack Obama was elected 44th president. The excitement started early and the energy was high in the Sweetwater Grill and Tavern near downtown Denton. The place was packed with local leaders and voters proud of their journey. Denton County's Democratic chairwoman says it has been a long fight, and she is proud of their accomplishments.
We haven't accomplished everything we wanted with our local candidates, but we have made great progress in the county as far as electing Democrats.
It was a day that these die-hard Democrats felt sure would end in victory. It did, but not for all Democrats. Candidate for Texas' 26th Congressional District, David Sanchez, says he did not win, but he is determined to keep going.
We didn't get the result we exactly wanted, but it is progress. It's something that we want to move forward from this area and start moving to 2014, 2016.
Despite the disappointments, the mood turned to joy when President Obama won the state of California.
I am so excited. I'm so excited, yes.
And why are you excited?
I'm excited because Barack Obama won the election.
Some of the people at the Democratic Watch Party say they were glad to be a part of another historic election, and they say they have faith that the next 4 years will bring great things. Kirsty, Lacey?
But not every watch party was so cheerful. Local Republicans from the Denton County area came together in hopes that Governor Mitt Romney would become president.
The country watched in anticipation as the results of the election tallied up. Around 50 or more young Republicans of Greater Denton County gathered at the Square Cafe in Louisville. Their hope that Governor Romney would pull off the win early in the evening. but many worried as it grew later into the night.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I've just been watching nonstop, but I'm really nervous.
The Republican organization normally meets the first Monday of every month, but they decided to come together for election night. The voters packed the cafe to enjoy dinner and drinks, but the crowd started to dwindle when the swing state sided with President Obama.
I'm disappointed that the Republicans didn't show out and vote in a stronger manner. You know, I'm disappointed in that. I wish Romney would have won. I think Romney was the right guy. I think Romney had the best plan and the best agenda to move our country forward.
The evening was not a total loss for the Republican Party. The crowd cheered when Ted Cruz was named the new senator for Texas.
As the separate political parties watched, students at the University of North Texas gathered for their own watch party. And a party it was. NT Daily's Ashley Barshaw has more.
Students crowded into the syndicate. Their goal? To find out who would become the next president of the United States. About 200 students attended the event by the syndicate coordinating board. There were snacks and drinks and lots of energy. The big turnout surprised even the sponsors.
Let both Democratic, Republicans come in and just have somewhere to watch. You know, all students were allowed to come in. It was just some fun for the students to come in and enjoy together.
There were some Republicans and lots of Democrats. They crowded around TV screens and the room erupted in cheers when TV networks projected Barack Obama, the winner, state by state. People who showed up say they came for more than just to find out the winner.
While most of the students at the UNT election watch party consider themselves Democrats, students in both political parties were just happy to be among peers to watch the election results unfold.
I feel like it's great to be in an environment where you're around people who are your age, to be able to hear some of their views in a really informal setting.
It's a great way to just meet with fellow students and see what their opinions are and see how they voted and see where the election goes from here.
In the end, the room erupted when the president closed the deal. At least some students hugged and high-fived and went home happy. Ashley Barshaw, NT Daily News.
There's more ahead on NT Daily News. A positive attitude beats up on bullying. How one Denton school is making that happen. And paying tribute to the dead. We'll take you to a festival that does just that.
At the University of North Texas, green means go. Because here, you're always moving forward with a green light to greatness. It's in the excellence of teaching and research. So students fueled with knowledge and skills can build careers, compete with the best, and make a difference in the world. Bring your dreams to light at UNT. UNT, we're your green light to greatness.
If you're looking for a new pet that you can cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are full of healthy, loyal, fun, loving pets, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, you can visit theshelterpetproject.org.
One of the most controversial topics in this year's election has been abortion.
And that topic caused student groups to collide on campus recently. The anti-abortion organization, Justice for All, returned to campus and sparked protest by UNT students. Hundreds stopped to observe the commotion. Pro-choice campus organizations protested with signs nearby. Students expressed their feelings and opinions on both sides of the issue.
You know, I believe in choice. I don't believe I have the right to take away your reproductive rights or her reproductive rights or anything like that. I don't believe anybody should have that right.
We should protect the rights of all living beings, and that we shouldn't kill them just because they're in an environment that they can't decide for themselves.
The anti-abortion exhibit will continue visiting colleges across the country. The exhibit has sparked protests every time it's come to the UNT campus. Denton police continue their search for two men they believe are connected to 4 recent robberies. Officers have released a sketch of one of the suspects. The robberies happened at apartment complexes, including Uptown and University Courtyard. Police say the men are targeting people walking to and from their apartments. They approach the victims and ask for things like cash and cell phones.
They're not assaulting the victims. They're asking for little things and then leaving and going on their way.
The men are said to be armed with semi-automatic handguns. But police say armed robbery is not common in Denton. About a dozen armed robberies happen each year in Denton.
Some might consider robbery or other types of crimes as the ultimate form of bullying. But one Denton school is making sure bullying never reaches that level. NT Daily's Stephanie Rivas reports.
Students at Strickland Middle School are trying to make a difference. They're putting together a chain of kind words, and their goal is to send a message to bullies. Rachel's Challenge is a national organization that encourages people to do random acts of kindness. Rachel Scott was one of the first students killed in the Columbine High School shooting. Scott kept a diary about how a random act of kindness could spread. It's called a chain reaction.
The big thing was starting a chain reaction, that you never know how one act of kindness can affect a ton of other people.
Now, several students say their favorite part about Rachel's Challenge is writing notes like these and then placing them on a student's locker as words of encouragement.
The National Center for Education reports more than 160,000 students have stayed home from school due to bullying-related issues. Statistics show that 30% of students in grades 6 through 10 are involved in moderate or frequent bullying. Sometimes they talk about bullying, but mostly they focus on the positive.
What I think about Rachel's Challenge is it's caring. You're helping people that, are getting bullied or they're scared of something.
I think bullying is just mean, cruel, hurtful, rude, and just not nice.
Any student can join any time of the year. They meet every week, and students say they like Rachel's Challenge because it makes them feel like they are making a difference. Stephanie Rivas, NT Daily News.
And some Denton residents believe public schools should bring more awareness when it comes to bullying. People at the Square in Denton shared their thoughts with NT Daily TV, saying schools and teachers should watch more closely for signs of bullying.
The student that's getting bullied should get a lot more attention and be heard on what's going on, and not just be passed on to the teacher, that they need to listen to what that child has to say, let that child speak out, and then actually take some action against the people that are doing that to him or her, and they shouldn't just let it slide. They should take it very seriously.
I think that they should start holding some assemblies, maybe some workshops to bring awareness to the situation.
I think that schools should develop a training course and include it in orientation for all new students at the entry point, and to how to avoid bullying or how to overcome bullying.
I think that schools should make a safe place for bullying, a safe place for people to go to be able to talk about it, an open place where people feel safe.
What I think that schools could do is they could make the punishments a lot more severe for people that are bullying, like expel them or suspend them. I think that would probably make somewhat of a difference.
Many schools and universities offer various types of help to students, but some students at UNT do not always take advantage of them. That's one reason the Wellness Center and the Meadows Center for Health Resources put on a murder mystery haunted house. It was designed to educate students on available resources. Students took tours and received information about health testing, substance abuse, and sexual health. Students pay about $68 a year for medical services, but Wellness Center officials say many do not even know about the resources until it's too late.
That you're already paying for it, usually through student fees and things like that, so it's important to go ahead and utilize things that you're putting your money into.
The Wellness Center sees about 24,000 students a year. That number includes repeat patients. And UNT students can offer help through a new organization that's coming to campus. The American Red Cross is hosting a kickoff party November 26th near the Union to offer information for anyone who's interested. Students who sign up before next semester will not have to pay dues. Students are encouraged to like UNT Red Cross on Facebook for more information.
And residents of Flower Mound are about to get new information about the future of some trees in their town. Atmos Energy plans to remove a 50-foot wide area of trees across a 12-mile gas pipeline. The company plans to begin contacting residents in the affected areas on November 12th. The line runs from a local shopping district through a residential area and ends at Tour 18 Golf Course. Officials say the trees prevent the company from monitoring for gas leaks. Town officials say they're trying to find a compromise to save some of the trees in neighborhoods and in scenic areas. Flower Mound has been named a Tree City USA by the Arbor Day Foundation for 18 years. Cloudless skies and warm temperatures. What a nice weather on campus.
And students can't seem to decide how to dress for the perfect weather. Some students are still wearing sandals and shorts. Others have moved on to boots and long sleeves. But many students sported sunglasses to shield the bright November sun. The weather will stay sunny and in the 70s in the days ahead. And then there's a chance for rain and a temperature drop. Coming up on NT Daily News, the band, the crowd, the football. It's got to be homecoming. More ahead. And it's a jazz dream, a first ever performance, or both. We'll be right back.
Packers. Vikings. Packers. Vikings. Vikings.
Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown. Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty. Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities,
Live.
our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box.
This one always.
Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
The new pedestrian bridge connecting UNT's main campus and Apogee Stadium reopened for homecoming weekend, but the work isn't quite finished. The project designer has told NT Daily TV that the school plans to create sidewalks and plazas around the bridge. The purpose is to make it more unique to the university. Neely Shuri says the bridge should reflect UNT's spirit. The plans include getting faculty and students' input on the new design.
From the footbridge to the football field and lots more, UNT just celebrated homecoming on and off the field. Many students gathered outside Apogee Stadium to tailgate hours before the game. Student organizations, sororities, and fraternities came out to enjoy music, games, and food. Ticket stands were crowded as fans began to fill the stadium. The Mean Green Band arrived moments before the game to excite the crowd, and the homecoming king and queen were announced during the halftime of the game.
And from party time to the playing field, Lucas Kinzer is here now with NT Daily Sports. Lucas?
Kirsty. The Mean Green football team took on Arkansas State University as part of the homecoming festivities. UNT took the field hoping to defeat the defending Sun Belt champions. The Mean Green got the first 2 points of the game on a safety, but the Red Wolves of ASU took the lead, scoring 30 points in the first half. UNT was not able to keep up and only scored 12 points before halftime. ASU's strong defense, combined with many Mean Green mistakes, had a big impact on the game.
It looked like they played much better run defense than we blocked them with our offense. And then we're really going to struggle if we can't run the ball, and we didn't run it with any consistency whatsoever.
The game ended 37-19 in favor of Arkansas State. UNT will now have to win its next 3 games for a chance at a bowl game. Shocked and surprised. That's how the voice of the Texas Rangers described the end to the Rangers' 2012 season. Radio play-by-play announcer Eric Nadel told a group of journalism students he didn't expect the season to end so soon. He described the team as just running out of gas.
And then for the team to collapse the way they did in the final 2 weeks, a complete undoing of everything that had happened in the first 24 weeks, was really shocking.
Students also asked Nadel about the future of 2 of the Rangers' key players.
Well, it was Lewis and Feliz. I'd be really surprised if Hamilton were to stay, and I'd be very surprised if Napoli were to leave. That's being said without any real inside information.
The Texas Rangers have not made any trades or renewed contracts since the end of the season. Nadel is about to start his 35th year as the Rangers radio announcer. He was inducted into the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame this season. And the UNT Sports Psychology Department has released a new study on female athletes' health. Psychologists say more than 7% of female athletes have a diagnosed eating disorder, and dancers are on psychologists' list of concerns. Some dancers from the dance department at UNT say they are more concerned about their body,
well,
their
this
health.
department is modern-based, so that way, you have more of an open eye to certain dancers, and I don't think that body type is what they're looking for. I think it's more of talent.
UNT sports psychologist Trent Petrie says another 20% of female athletes have symptoms of an eating disorder. Petrie says the number of eating disorders has remained constant over the years. Kirsty and Lacey.
Several UNT organizations came together to celebrate the Day of the Dead on November 1st. Representatives participated in the Hispanic Festival by preparing an altar to honor friends and loved ones who have died. Some people confuse Day of the Dead with Halloween, but people who practice the tradition say it's a way to think of death as something beautiful. This is the 4th year UNT has celebrated the event, but it's the first year that more than 14 organizations have participated.
Shakespeare's iconic story of two star-crossed lovers is coming to UNT in French. The university's opera and the symphony orchestra will present Charles Gounod's French opera, Romeo et Juliet. The 3 performances will take place in the Lyric Theater in the Murchison Performing Arts Center. And for the first time ever, UNT's theater, dance, and jazz departments collaborated on a musical theater production.
The production, called A Jazz Dream, is a musical version of Shakespeare's A Midnight Summer's Dream. It was adapted by New York-based director Maggie Harer. Harer worked in TV, film, and on Broadway.
She says all the elements work well together and the future of the musical is bright.
We're hoping to take it on and eventually take it to New York. So this is what we call a developmental production. And essentially we have a musical that could end up in New York being developed at the University of North Texas.
It took a year to put all of the elements together.
Students contributed in a variety of ways, including choreography, improvising, and helping arrange the music.
The musical opened November 1st for 7 performances. Gosh, I would really love to go and see that. I think that'd be really good.
I do too.
Thanks for all on that edition of NT Daily News.
Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for NT Daily in Espanol.
This has been NT Daily News.